This is Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
And dominate we will. This is Morning Juice. Tito, Bobby Carpenter, Bodie Wells with you on a Thursday. Bobby, does the name Jacob Olson mean anything to you?
His name was Robert Paulson.
Jacob Olson. Jacob Scove.
Is he related to Mary Kate and Ashley?
You would think he might. That's the first thing I thought, too. He's your leader at the British Open right now. He is 400 through 13 holes.
Is he American?
No.
Okay.
Looks like, I don't know what the flag. Do you know the flags?
Oh, the flags. I think he meant looked like he might be.
I'm like,
looks like a foreigner.
Easy. I'm looking at the leaderboard, and I don't know what the flag. It's a red flag with a right.
Does it have a
white
hammer and sickle?
No, not that one. No, it's not Shark's flag. It is a red flag with a white kind of cross on it.
Star like the Chinese.
To the left. What's a red flag with a white cross?
It's Denmark.
Okay, Denmark. There we go. That's where Jacob is.
Jakob, maybe.
Oh,
even.
you're fine, Jakob. Okay, we're going to do this, Bodie, seriously?
I love it.
We're going to correct me right now? Like this early in the show?
I'm just saying it's
corrected.
possible. I'm not
correcting
correcting you
Jakob,
I don't
you're fine.
know.
It
could
probably
be
is
also
Jakob.
incorrect.
You know what? It is Jakob. That's what it is. It's Jakob Slav. Can I say
Jake.
Olson?
We'll just call him Jake.
No, forget it. He's Yak. He's Yake. That's what he is. He's Yake. Anyway, he's leading the Open.
That's good.
He's 413. Phil was leading early. Fat Phil. He was, which, by the way, me calling somebody fat is.
That's really a pot situation.
I understand. I know it is. He was
Phil's
2
not
under.
Fat. He just has a sloppy body.
He's
got great calves, though.
Am I sloppy or am I fat?
You can be both.
Which one am I, though? If I said
primarily,
to you, yes, am I sloppy or fat? Take a look. That's fine.
You're not like overly heavy, so I'd say just more generally sloppy, which I don't know.
God, that's my goal.
Is that the goal? Not
a good goal, but it's a goal nonetheless. We are Morning Juice, sponsored by Riverside Bank in Dublin and Event Risk Elite Protection. Mark that time there, Bodie. We have Albert Breer joining us at 6:40. Lots to talk about today. So much to talk about today. Which you wouldn't think would happen on the Thursday because MLB doesn't start until next week. I'm sorry, tomorrow.
Friday. Yep.
Friday. It was going to be next week. End of this week. Not a lot going on in the world of sports. I'm not going to talk ESPYs, Bobby. You okay with that?
I don't know. I mean, you want to talk some ESPYs?
No, I don't want to talk. I don't want to, but you're like you're Andrew. You're George Michael. I'm Andrew Ridgely. I want to make sure you're okay with not talking ESPYs.
I mean, I didn't watch much of the ESPYs. I just simply. I mean, I saw the highlights and stuff come through. There were a day where I'd sit down and watch all of it.
Would you really?
Yeah. I mean, that was like that was a big deal. That was really sweet. Like back in the day, you'd sit there and watch all the ESPYs, all the, all the awards that came out. And I guess it was cool when you were playing, especially if there was something that was like part of your team.
Right.
I guess, I don't know when I was younger, man, they'd always promo and they'd have sweet hosts and they'd be very entertaining. They've changed a little bit.
Looks like the first year was 93.
Okay, so was your team up for an ESPY then in 2002?
I have an ESPY. I need to get it back.
For that?
Yeah, we won. Yeah, we won an ESPY. I forget what it is. Best game.
Best team, best game, best
game.
Best game.
Best game, I think, with the Miami game.
So you have a physical ESPY?
Yeah.
What's it look like?
Looks like the ones they give out.
I don't watch it. I don't know. I'm asking you. Is it
Bodie just basically clarified that it has been on for 32 years.
I understand that, Bobby. I have no idea what an ESPY. I know an Oscar. The only award I know what it looks like.
It kind of looks like an Oscar.
I was going to say that too. Yeah,
I know an
silver,
Oscar,
but not gold.
I know the Super Bowl trophy.
It's gold.
I know Larry O'Brien. That's all I know.
It's gold, and it's I don't know. It's like a kind of a pyramid, like tall, thin pyramid with a giant ball on the top that says ESPY.
Is it displayed in your home?
It was. I need to get it back. It was over at the Woody for a while.
Oh, really?
Well, it went back to the Woody. Well, it was in the Woody. It was going to be moved or disposed of, and then it went back to the Woody for when they were doing like recruit pictures and everything. They asked if there was stuff that you could bring over of Ohio State memory or lore, and so I brought over a box. I have the linebacker picture because some of the guys had used it. I think. Riley Pettijohn had it in his picture. He had a box of the Buckeye Heroes with A.J. Schleiks and I on them.
Okay.
I had a box of those. Our linebacker picture from our senior year, which had like James and Marcus, A.J., myself, Schleiks. bunch of guys in it. And because it was funny because James is a freshman, and then the ESPY. And those are kind of my 3 contributions that I brought over for that.
As far as trophies in your life, what's the most prominent one and I'm not talking about the Illinois one. I know you got that one. But as far as, like, you got an older one from not your playing days, right? The Illinois.
It is a little bit of an older one, but I would say Courtney's probably the best.
Courtney?
Yeah.
What's Courtney? Oh, your trophy wife. I got you. No, that's fine.
Go.
There we go. It took me a second. No, Bobby,
right.
I'm sorry. It's early.
It's all right.
First segment. But is there, okay, outside of your wife, what's the most prominent trophy you own?
I don't know. I mean, who gives trophies anymore? Like,
I know, but you got an ESPY. ESPY is a certain size. It's a certain
big. It's
yeah.
probably,
Okay, there's the ESPY. Is that the biggest trophy you own?
No, because I own the Pigskin Classic trophy from when we beat Texas Tech. That sits on the floor.
That's a big one.
Yeah, because that's like a bowl trophy. It probably weighs 60 pounds. I don't have anywhere to even put it. It sits on the floor in my office.
Did everyone get one, or
no? It's the one from the game.
You just
How'd you get it?
You take
Is
it?
that the trash thing also?
Because they were going to end up in the trash.
That's amazing, by the way,
I'll
Bodie.
take it with me.
Yeah, he went
Well,
out.
they asked people, they're like, who's going to get this? And they're like passing stuff out. I was like, hey, listen, I'll take anything on the way out the door. If
Incredible.
It's going to end up in the trash. There was actually a time where I got down in a dumpster and got some stuff out of there.
Bob,
I'm not too proud to say that.
No,
I got down,
listen.
this was like 10, 12 years ago, but I got on down in the dumpster to get some stuff out because I wasn't there when they threw it out.
Almost every day, Bodie, now, because after Bobby told me he fetched the Illabuck out of a dumpster.
That wasn't in a dumpster.
Oh, it was getting thrown away, though.
It was on its way.
It was on its way.
It's kind of like Toy Story, you know?
Okay, that's fine.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
Yeah,
right.
box of toys that was going to a good home.
Bodie, several times a week, I go over there and drive around campus and look in dumpsters because you never know.
Sounds like it.
I was
trying to see here. What was the? Oh well, it'd help if I was looking in the 2000s and not the 1980s. So you guys beat
Texas
Tech.
Yeah, 90 and 2002.
2002.
Oh, two was a.
Here? What's the Buckeye
I'm
Bowl
confused.
games?
I'm confused about this.
Fiesta Bowl with 2 Fiesta Bowls, Alamo Bowl, and then another Fiesta Bowl. But yeah, we won it was the opening game of the season. We played 14 games that year, which was the most.
Yes.
Oh, you played Texas Tech in the opening game.
Yes.
Okay.
That was when
it was one
like
of the
kickoff.
Okay.
Pigskin Classic was one, and the
Gotcha.
Kickoff Classic was another.
That's why
But
I was confused looking at this list.
Yeah, it wasn't
I was
a bowl. All the bowl
anybody.
stuff's prominent, but I mean,
Okay.
it was an opening game. It was played at Ohio Stadium, and that's why it wasn't like anything of significance. You know,
Did you go 0-4 in bowl games, Carp?
went
Looks
4-0
like-
is what
Oh,
you.
four.
Oh, I'm
mean.
sorry. That's yes.
Good
yeah,
Lord,
4-0.
where are you at here, Bodie? Did you go on for
This
bowl
Wikipedia
games?
is really throwing me off, but yeah, okay. So you guys beat Miami,
At least
K-State,
one.
Oklahoma State, and Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That one doesn't really count.
Bobby, make us smarter.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Oh, Bobby, make us smarter.
It's good. I got these the top listings in top. I get this Realtor.com email top listing in the U.S. this week. 16 bed, 27 bath, 50,000 square foot Beverly Hills, California mansion coming in at a nice lean price. They just dropped it $20 million to $175 million.
Bob. There you go. Do the show from there. We can do it.
I mean, it looks a little bit like Tony Stark's house.
Make our studio there. Let's do it, Bob. Don't be selfish.
Weezer, hang out with him.
Yes, let's do that.
Pretty elite. This date, July 17th, 198th day of the year, 167 remaining. It is remarkable. Saturday will be the 200th day of the year, Bodie. You start getting into that, and then it's you're running on downhill in a hurry.
No doubt.
It's crazy because once you cross that midway point in early July, it goes really fast. Flipping that thing the other way. This date, 1821, Spain concedes the territory of Florida to the United States, thus creating the Sunshine State. This date, 1867, the Harvard Dental School was established. That was the first dental university school in the United States.
Anti-dentite?
I don't know what that means.
It's from the Seinfeld episode when they were making fun of dent. You're an anti-dentite? They should have their own schools. They do.
They do have their own schools.
Yeah, right. That's what Kramer said. Jerry said they should have their own schools, and Kramer says,
That's a good Cosmo Kramer.
That wasn't really a crowd. I'm sorry. That was a Tito Kramer. Go ahead.
This state, 1902, a great invention, especially for how hot and muggy it's been. Will Carrier creates the first air conditioning unit.
That's a pretty good one.
That's a solid event.
Mount Rushmore?
Probably one of the more underrated inventions. People start talking about all these things. I'm like, hey, we're trying to sleep at night.
Air
without
conditioning, yeah.
No air
Pretty
conditioning, 85, nice and muggy. Because not only does it cool the air, but it also takes the humidity out of it, which oftentimes is even more important.
The central air, I know, is important in like significant mansions. But I'm telling you, when you live in a small house, which I did for a long time, still kind of do, that window air conditioner was the best in the bedroom.
Great story. Romo, so he lived in an apartment until 2007, maybe.
What?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was undrafted.
He was undrafted.
It doesn't
so it's not
matter.
like he...
What are you talking about?
He's
Made a lot
Tony
of
F.
money.
Romo. Go ahead.
Yeah, but at that point, he was Tony who?
Yeah, right.
Antonio.
And he lived with two other
W.
dudes.
Romo.
One of his
All right.
high school buddies, one of his college buddies.
Romero's his middle
And so
name.
Romero's his father's name.
I did not know that, but
Yeah.
all right.
There you
Wow.
go.
Well done by
Grandparents
you,
are both born in Mexico.
That's why you're here.
They probably aren't with us anymore. But
Wow.
so they were older then.
Okay, I got you.
I mean, he's
Well,
the
we're
youngest
older
of
then.
three. He's 2 years older than, or 4 years older than me. He lived in an apartment building in the Galleria, which is kind of like their Easton-esque mall, kind of little combination of like Polaris Easton. And I was up north in Dallas. There was a couple other of his buddies, and they couldn't open windows in their apartment. They had a balcony, but it was like a solid glass deal. Like, but they had a balcony. They couldn't open. There was no windows. He was on like the 18th floor, 16th floor, something. I don't know. And his room would get hot. And so Tony had one of the stand-up air conditioning units in his room with just the exhaust just pointed out into the hallway.
Makes sense.
So I'm like,
that sounds about right.
Courtney was like, so you just push the heat into the hallway.
That's right. I'm not living
right
out there.
Right in the living room. I'm like,
It's not my house. I'm
He's, yeah,
good.
it helps me sleep at night. I'm like, but anybody else? Just,
Not my
whatever.
problem.
This day, 1945, Churchill, Truman, and Stalin all join at Potsdam, Germany, to decide the fate of Germany as they decide to break it up and how that is ultimately going to look. And then 10 years later, a happier note, 1955, Walt Disney dedicates Disneyland out in Anaheim, California.
Disneyland, Southern California's $17 million playground dedicated to children, both young and old, opened its gates to the public today. These pictures were taken yesterday by Channel 8 cameraman Mel Forbes during a special preview showing of the Wonderland to invited guests. Views from a helicopter show the huge 60-acre playland. The park is the brainchild of Walt Disney and includes such creations as a Mississippi River showboat, a horse-drawn trolley, and Snow White's castle. 30,000 persons streamed through the park at this initial opening, and one had all he could do in some instances to keep from being crushed. But visitors, some of them familiar to many, like Eddie Fisher, accepted the inconvenience. Disneyland hopes to handle 60,000 persons a day when it's in full operation. Officials say they hope to gross $10 million a year. Tickets are $1 for adults and 50 cents for children. The park has 35 rides, and there's an extra cost to ride each one, starting from $0.25 for adults and $0.10 for children.
Quarter for adults and
Different
a dime
time.
for
I
children.
think they've cleared the 10 million, hoping per
Yes.
year.
Every day.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty
I
wild
think
out
they've
there.
done all right there.
Yes.
This date, 1968, the fourth Beatles album is released in London, The Yellow Submarine.
In our yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Yellow submarine.
Where are we putting Yellow Submarine in your Beatles catalog?
You know what? It is down near the bottom of it, but I do remember the cartoon. I don't know if it's a movie or a
was a
show.
movie.
Was it a movie, Yellow Submarine? Yeah, I remember that. I remember watching some of that way back when.
The
obviously.
Wayback Time. The Wayback Machine. This
Yes.
date, 1976. The Summer Olympics opened in Montreal, but not without controversy. 25 African nations boycott New Zealand's participation because I didn't realize this. I mean, I understood what was going on. South Africa was still practicing apartheid, and New Zealand was competing with them. And what I'm guessing is like rugby and things like that. And since they competed with them, they did not want them in the Olympics. I'm guessing South Africa was banned at that point as well.
I would think.
But the 25 African nations boycotted New Zealand's participation.
One such multifaceted relationship between sports and politics was highlighted in the Montreal 1976 Olympic Games when several African countries boycotted it. Since the mid-1950s, several international campaigns were at play to isolate South Africa from global politics due to its apartheid policies. The athletes from different races could not compete together, and only the white South African players were sent to play in meaningful events. Despite increasing international pressure, the South African NOC showed reluctance to include non-white athletes and did not pay any heed to following the IOC's principles. Therefore, the IOC expelled South Africa from the Olympic movement. In the context of these events, hopes were all lost when the rugby team of New Zealand decided to tour South Africa in 1976.
And there you go.
When was the last time the Olympics were in the United States, Bob? Do you know?
The last time the Olympics were in the United States, I would probably say, was it Salt Lake City?
Salt Lake City 02.
In the winter. I was going to say Atlanta, but I felt like that was too easy.
It was.
The Winter Olympics are usually less memorable than the summer.
But then we got to come in 28, L.A., and then 32 again, Salt Lake City. So we'll have a quick turnaround there. But, nothing since, back in Salt Lake City way back when.
There you go. Thank you for that little knowledge nugget there, Thitoff. This date, 2012. One of the most, it's amazing. It's been 13 years.
I know.
That is devastating. Because everybody, they were talking in the cold tub yesterday how DC movies are terrible, and someone's like, The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight. Okay, like that doesn't count. That's Christopher Nolan.
Other than that, though.
Like Christopher Nolan, he changes the math. 2012, The Dark Knight Rises. The soundtrack is released.
Can I change your mind about quitting the force?
You know what you said about structures becoming shackles. You were right, and I can't take it. The injustice. I mean, no one's ever gonna know who saved an entire city.
They know. It was the Batman.
Why are we even worrying about the stabilization software? This entire autopilot system is completely obsolete.
Please, I just need to know what I could have done to fix it.
But, Mr. Fox, it's already been fixed. Software patch, 6 months ago.
Check the ID on the patch.
Bruce Wayne.
Oh, the music is so good. Man. It's so good. If I just had that playing,
Alfred shows up to that little coffee shop over across the pond.
If I just had that,
there's Bruce.
If I had that music playing in the background of my life, I would be so much more productive. The intensity would be at a whole new level, Bodie. Just think about that.
When you guys watch a movie like that, do you get it right away, or do you have to rewatch it to see maybe some things you might have missed?
We're always going to miss some things because you don't realize the significance or importance of them until later. But I'd like to say that I like to rewatch them. But I would say that I would like to think that I pick up on most of it.
So when you walk out of the movie, you feel like, I got this. I understand what happened, why it happened, how it happened, and all of this. You understand it.
Yeah.
I'm usually not that way in movies. Like, usually in movies, I got to watch it a second time to see what the hell happened.
I remember walking out of the theater on that one and wondering if it was like a quote-unquote dream at the end for Alfred.
Right.
Because it was like, is he actually alive?
Yeah.
And I think even Christian Bale was like later asked about that. And he kind of is like, it's open for interpretation. If you think it's Bruce Wayne actually lived.
Yeah, I think that's a good. I think that makes a good movie.
Yeah.
I don't think that something like that makes a good movie.
Yeah.
If I need to rewatch it to see.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
By the way,
to a point, right?
Yeah.
If it's like Inception and it's like I still can't figure out what the hell
Was
happened.
the top? Was it
I've
falling?
seen Interstellar a few times. I've never seen Inception, to be honest with you. I know.
Bodie,
got added to the list.
That's a watch for today.
But like even Interstellar, I love Interstellar, but I still am not exactly sure what happened between McConaughey leaving Earth and then him waking up in that hospital bed on the little circular New Earth. I don't know. It's a good movie, but still confuses me.
Bearcat J tells me that it was 2034 for Salt Lake City, not 2032, because that would make sense because the way the Olympics fall. 2028 LA, 30s winter, 32 summer, 34 winter. So that'll be where Salt Lake City is. So
there
I
you go.
I got that wrong.
Come on, Thitoff. Get yourself together.
I'm sorry. I don't know
some birthdays today. I'm excited what you pulled from him. Donald Sutherland, born on this date, 1935. Unfortunately, we lost him last year at 89 years old.
Animal House.
I'll carry your books, I'll carry a torch, I'll carry a tune.
Mash?
I'll carry on, carry over, carry forward, carry Grant, cash and carry me back to old Virginia. I'll even Harry carry if you show me how, but I will not carry a gun. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happy hour. Insanity is just a state of mind. War isn't hell. War is war and hell is hell. And of the two, war is a lot worse.
How do you figure that, Hawkeye?
There are no innocent bystanders in hell. The war is chock full of them.
You're not supposed to go to sleep.
I'm not sleeping. I'm inspecting the inside of my eyelids.
I said fire that weapon.
All right. You're fired. Good evening, ladies and germs. I'm sorry I'm late, but my watch stopped. It had to. It's been running fast all week.
Are you the Yankee Doodle Doctor?
I certainly am.
That is amazing. I didn't realize, like, the list in that of people that are in there. Tom Skerritt, Elliot Gould, who, like, these people, like, I didn't realize. Donald Sutherland. I mean, all these guys, they had so many big-time stars that went on to go do other stuff, especially later in their careers. Had a lot, like Elliot Gould is in, he was Monica's dad and Friends, but then he's also in the Oceans series as well. But Donald Sutherland doing a great job. I didn't know if you're going to pull that something from there, Bodie, or the Hunger Games.
I was going to do Hunger Games.
Animal House, I thought he might do.
He's great in Animal House.
Great JFK. The very brief Mr. X and JFK.
Okay. Some other birthdays today. You know, this is good because you mentioned Andrew Ridgely, who no one ever knows who the other singer in Wham is.
Yeah.
It's just George Michael and a dude.
Yeah.
So Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Have you ever seen that?
I have seen it with Keanu Reeves and the other guy.
Who's the other guy?
I don't know the other guy. It's Bobby. It's the other
is
guy.
Alex Winter, and he's turning 60 today.
What?
Socrates.
So
hey, we know that name.
He's not 60.
Hey,
he
look
can't
him
be
up.
60.
It's under Socrates.
No, he can't be 60.
Yeah. Socrates.
Socrates.
The only true wisdom consists in knowing that you know nothing. That's us, dude. Oh, yeah. Let's bag him. Yeah. How's it going? I'm Bill. This is Ted. We're from the future. Socrates. Now what? I don't know. Philosophize with him. All we are is dust in the wind, dude.
He's not 60. That's a lie.
Keanu will be 61 in September 1st.
Don't do this, Bobby.
Just telling you. But I was like, who is Alex Winter? Oh, he doesn't have quite the catalog that Keanu Reeves went on to have.
He's like the other guy in Bosom Buddies. Tom Hanks, you had the other guy.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
There's always do you know that
Peter Scolari is the guy's name, by the way.
Hardest working man in Hollywood. Ryan Seacrest. So they're on the first season of American Idol. There were two like, I don't know, outside.
I know what
like,
you're saying. Yeah,
reporter type guys, like hosts, if you will. And there was Seacrest and the other dude.
Right.
Seacrest took the job the next year, and then
the other dude's never been heard of.
I have no idea who the other dude is.
Right.
Eric Moulds, former Buffalo receiver, 10-year NFL vet, 3-time Pro Bowl.
New England also or not?
No,
was it not New England? No, would you go Baltimore for Buffalo?
Baltimore and Tennessee, I think, for 1 year apiece. 52, turning 52. Singer Luke Bryan turning 49 today.
I was a rock star, party hard,
Great song.
Where you come back, kid. Yeah, I must have did what all my friends say. Yeah.
Do all old white people gravitate towards country music, no matter what their background was?
My dad doesn't really like country music.
Okay. Well, your dad might be. I'm saying, do you listen to more country now than you did 25 years ago?
I didn't like country growing up. So
I'm saying, do you listen to more now?
I started listening to it in college, and so I listen. It's a fairly even split. I mean, I'll listen to some classic rock. I'll listen to some hip hop, but most of the hip hop I'll listen to is pre-2010.
Me too.
A lot of the music I like to listen to is pre-2010.
I think that most.
2015.
I'm sorry. Most of the white people I know from Brookhaven, we were hip hop raised, and I think a lot of us gravitate more towards country now than current hip hop. Maybe older country. Maybe like that song right there.
Wow.
That one talked to me, even though I don't remember when it came out.
That's not that old.
I have no idea what year that came out.
Probably 20 years old at
Is
this
it really?
point.
Okay, so I have no idea how old it is.
Yeah.
I'm saying I think more old
You
white
might be
people
right.
gravitate towards country music.
I guess you're probably right.
What's that song called? Friends say.
I don't know. Yeah.
Speaking of some city league, one of my
07.
okay, yeah. So there you go.
18, yeah.
One of my brother's good friends, an Independence grad. Thitoff.
Who is it?
D'Angelo Smith played at Cincinnati. Played with me in Dallas. He's now the defensive backs coach at OU. So I want to give a shout out to my guy D'Lo. Happy 39th birthday to him.
76ers.
Yeah, Connor Bedard turning 20 years old today.
Quick turnaround for everybody, but especially the youngster. There's Bedard dropping it back off to Dono. Bedard with a shot, saved by Omar. Coming around is Bedard, who scores! His first National Hockey League goal!
There we go. And a couple passings today. This thing, 1961, one of the great baseball players of all time, Ty Cobb, passing away.
Ty Cobb, one of the most legendary and controversial figures in baseball history, passed away on July 17th, 1961. At the age of 74, he died from complications related to prostate cancer and diabetes at Emory University Hospital in Atlanta, Georgia. By the time of his death, Cobb had lived a complex life filled with both great achievements and significant personal struggles. In his final years, he battled these conditions while also suffering from the effects of prostate cancer, which had spread and become terminal. Despite his wealth and success, Cobb led a largely solitary existence in his later years. Known for his fierce temper and combative nature during his baseball career, Cobb had alienated many people, including fellow players and even members of his own family. In the months leading up to his death, Cobb became reflective, seeking to mend some of the fractured relationships from his past. He reached out to former friends and teammates, expressing regret over the way he had treated people during his playing days.
That's great.
In his will, Cobb left much of his wealth to charity, establishing the Cobb Educational Fund, which provided scholarships for Georgia students, and supporting the Cobb Memorial Hospital. His philanthropic efforts, particularly in education, remain part of his enduring legacy. Cobb was buried in Royston, Georgia, his hometown, at Rose Hill Cemetery.
Cancer beat him.
Who did Ty Cobb play for?
Tigers.
Tigers?
Yep.
There you go. Did he ever win a pennant?
I think he did win a World Series, yes.
And the Yankees, probably in his prime, the Yankees were pretty
But
damn
earlier,
good.
he was like, his prime was really pre-Babe Ruth. And
Okay.
so I think he had some success there and retired with the highest career batting average all time, 367.
I mean, they make him sound like Jerry West from Showtime.
Yeah,
I love it, dude. When you're that good, you can be a jerk. And then also passing away, news legend Walter Cronkite in 2009.
This is my last broadcast as the anchorman of the CBS Evening News. For me, it's a moment for which I long have planned, but which nevertheless comes with some sadness. For almost 2 decades, after all, we've been meeting like this in the evenings, and I'll miss that. But those who have made anything of this departure, I'm afraid, have made too much. This is but a transition, a passing of the baton. A great broadcaster and gentleman, Doug Edwards, preceded me in this job, and another, Dan Rather, will follow. And anyway, the person who sits here is but the most conspicuous member of a superb team of journalists, writers, reporters, editors, producers, and none of that will change. Furthermore, I'm not even going away. I'll be back from time to time with special news reports and documentaries, and beginning in June, every week with our science program, Universe. Old anchormen, you see, don't fade away. They just keep coming back for more. And that's the way it is. Friday, March 6th, 1981. I'll be away on assignment, and Dan Rather will be sitting in here for the next few years. Good night.
For the next few years.
Yeah, he
Did Did you get the reference there, Bodie, when he said, "Old Anchorman, don't fade away; they just keep coming back"?
I don't think so.
Do you get that?
Is that the Ironsides thing? Is that the old generals never die; they just fade away?
They slowly fade away.
Was that who was it that said it? Was it?
It was MacArthur.
Was his nickname Ironsides?
I don't know. Douglas
Okay.
Douglas MacArthur after he was fired
Maybe,
fired by Truman. Some holidays observances. It's Disneyland's anniversary. It is National Peach Ice Cream Day, National Tattoo Day, World Emoji Day. Nice big day there as well. And Yellow Pig Day. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date. July 17th, the 198th day of the year, 167 remaining this 2025.
Well done as always, General. Coming up next, Score, CSC, NIL. What's happening now? We'll do that next. Morning Juice.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I know what it's like to be stuck in that cycle of pain where you're trying to get better. You keep going to the doctor, steroid shots, surgeries. Do not go down that road anymore. Go see my friends at QC Kinetics. They will help treat you without going under the knife and without the meds. QC Kinetics are the leaders in regenerative medicine to help your body heal itself. And I should know, I've been a client there, and they helped me with my knee get back to the running in the summer and going whitewater rafting and all of the things that you enjoy. And this is the critical part about my friends with QC. 92% of patients report satisfaction with their results. That's peace of mind. It's not just a number. They're trying to help you. They're the second opinion that you're looking for to keep you from getting under the knife. To find out if you're a good candidate, go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. The consultation is free, or call 380-284544. That's 380-284544. They have offices all over Central Ohio. So go check them out.
When it comes to protecting your assets, you need a security partner. Event Risk Security Services is a U.S.-based veteran-owned company providing protection services, consulting to Fortune 500 companies, movie studios, celebrities, and high net worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor quality services and an endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give them a try. They're virtually the same cost, and they can address what keeps you up at night. Event Risk. Check them out at eventriskinc.com to learn more.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Yo, I'm your old basketball. Haven't seen you out on the courts in a while. Why not pass me over to Goodwill? Donating me helps Goodwill's mission to provide career training and support services right here in the community. And that's a slam dunk. Donate today. Hey, I got next.
To find your nearest Goodwill locations and to learn more about our mission, please visit goodwill.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives.
Bobby played for the Dallas Cowboys. Tito wears assless chaps.
I'm dead sexy.
You're locked into Morning Juice.
It is Morning Juice. Mics were off there too, right, Bodie? We were good?
Yes, they were.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Good to know.
Thitoff didn't enjoy me trying to ask him.
No, it's okay.
Pressure him, if you will, into what he was doing during the time these movies came out. Like Inception came out when Bodie was like 8.
Okay.
So that's why Bodie didn't watch it, because at his 8-year-old birthday party, he didn't ask his parents to take him to Inception to watch.
So I'm
because they wouldn't have got it. It would have been too long.
I'm 13 and 84.
Yeah.
84, 85.
So between
I was
84 and like 1990.
Okay.
A time where you were like middle school, even
high school.
83, middle school to like 20 years old.
I graduated 89. Yeah.
What, like, that's the time of your life where you have more free time and less consequences than anything. That's where I got a lot of my movie watching done.
But I think I was just dodging raindrops.
He's like, you told me you played half a season of freshman football.
Yeah.
And you had a paper route.
William McClanahan is what took me out of football.
If you could, that's fine. Regardless of you not playing, that's okay. Right. I'm just trying to figure out what you did. There wasn't a lot, like you said, talking about video games, dude. You were playing Atari.
85, yeah, but it was Pitfall and River Raid, which were great games.
And that's fine, but those would bore you after a while because there wasn't a whole lot to them. It wasn't like the games today where, like my son, I could watch. It's like watching the whole Star Wars catalog and play these games. I mean, the plot.
You play Spider-Man, you feel like Peter Parker out there,
he
man.
plays
It's
this
pretty
game
awesome.
called Helldivers 2, and it is
Wait, which son plays Helldivers 2?
RJ. We built a computer for him to play Helldivers. Do you play it on the?
I've never played it. I just know
You're aware of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he plays it on a PC, so he can kill everybody on the gaming consoles.
Nice.
It's like a
Yeah,
superior.
That's the advantage. Do you have advantage playing on PC?
Yes, if you're good at it, you do.
Well, he can do it with his hands on the keyboard, and also the PCs. You can make them so much faster.
Really?
Oh yeah. The computer we built so we built Coach Parker over at Ohio State, Kenny Parker, KP, awesome strength coach. I go, he's a walking dichotomy. I go, dude, you are a large black man from Georgia who played defensive tackle at Florida, and you build computers in your spare time. You're a nerd.
I was gonna say.
I'm like and then you got Luke Rose, one of the other guys over there, the strength coach, is doing it as well. And these guys like look like meatball strength coaches, and like, and I'm like, you build computers, and they were pulling in Ty Hamilton to start doing it too. And so he talked to me, and he's like, it's not that hard. So I got it about 90 to 95% of the way there. And the problem is, a 95% working computer is zero.
Yeah.
It's like, it's binary. It's like you either hit the ball or you don't. Either it turns on and plays. So I took it over there. He finished it up for us. And I was like, listen, I don't need the best of the best thing. We can make it sweet. And I told my wife, it was my son's birthday present. It's like, to buy this computer, he goes, we'll make it for about half of what it would cost to buy.
Okay.
And he's like, it was like $3,100. He was just like a $6,000, $7,000 computer. And I mean, dude, the thing lights up. It looks like a rave party inside. It's got like 8 fans in there. And I had to put it in my office because I couldn't let my son have it in his room because he would just probably play it all night long.
What's wrong with that?
Exactly. Well, he has commitments in life, Bodie. That's what's wrong with that. He has practices and he needs to sleep and everything else.
We used to say Xbox feeds the sleep, Bob.
Yeah, of course. And listen, on a Friday night, if you want to stay up till 2 o'clock playing games, that's cool. But not on like a weeknight during the school year when you have like or the school year and also the summer. But he built his computer. He goes, the one I built 8 years ago, the Xbox 5, PlayStation 5, now just has the graphics card that I put in my computer 8 years ago.
8 years ago?
Yeah. That's what he's like. So the one you're putting in is the one that came out. It's the second generation now. It's the second newest one. He goes, so there won't be anything touching this for 7-8 years.
See, I feel like I'm living in fear because I already all the time, like PS5, Xbox, whatever.
And
I
those
don't know
are
where they're
great
at.
for gaming, like for normal computer games,
Right.
like sports games and stuff. The people that go online and play these crazy competitive games back and forth where you're killing each other.
Right.
If you're lagging behind someone else, it's like you trying to catch me running around in the parking lot that off.
I could do it.
You could have the map. You could be the best.
But
I probably would.
Statistically speaking, out of 100 times.
You would have to rely on a technology failure on my end. Like my shoe would
A
have to
speed
come
bump.
off.
Right,
I would
something
have
like
to
that, yes.
Trip
Yes.
over something and
Pull
fall.
something, Bob. Just pull something.
An injury, yes. All of those things would be the only way that you could get it done. Because RJ's like playing, he's like, dude, this guy's lagging so bad. And like, I'm right behind him, just shoot him in the head.
It sounds like wholesome family
It
fun.
is. Well, I watch him play it. It's like watching a movie. Like
Does he play Fortnite?
He does play Fortnite.
Nice. Love Fortnite.
But
I was always so paranoid for kids to play games like that, and maybe it's just my.
Why? 'Cause my son's going to go into a school. And,
No, I'm not saying he's gonna do it, Bob. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you
I'm telling you
myself.
this, dude, like, guns don't kill people. People kill people. Like,
I'm just.
We have a lot of hard conversations. We play sports. We interact with people in the
Yes.
three-dimensional world. That's why the computer is not allowed to live in his room.
Right. I'm
Because
not judging.
gonna
I'm just
turn it
saying
into
that.
a giant parasite that just feeds off of his body.
Are you more worried about like the addiction aspect of it, or
I am?
I think so.
Oh,
but-
that I think could be a little bit more real than
because
I've killed a lot of people in Grand Theft Auto.
That's
I've
the
never
thing.
had any
I
desire
would
to
never
go
let
in
my
real
kids
life.
play
Beat up
those
a lot
games.
of hookers.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
look,
that's okay.
sometimes
That's
Just the
actually
good,
not.
clean fun.
Yeah. No, but like I would never let Thomas play Grand Theft. All his friends did.
Oh,
and I know
dude.
he went to their house, he would
I'm
play
going
it.
to tell you this. We used to go to my buddy's house.
Yeah, that's when you play it.
When Vice City came out.
Oh, see?
I mean, we're going into
The next one's coming out next May.
We're going into the brothels and just doing, beat up hookers, sell drugs to beat up drug dealers, run people
Yeah,
over.
you kill bad people, too.
Yeah.
It's a balance.
It is, but
It's a balance act.
I go, never in my life have I had a desire to do any of that. I go, it's not the video game. It's what's like my parents also had communication with me. I also played sports. I used to go out and, we would go to church and do things like that had positive influences on our lives.
Right, and then go.
And my dad he'd be like, you know what? He'd come by and sometimes he'd just pull the controllers out of the deal and then be like, go outside. Like, you've had enough.
It's
go
different
outside.
too now. Yeah, it is different now though a little bit, I think. And you guys
Because
have
you used
kids
to
and I
have to
don't.
play
But
you used to have to go to people's houses and then play the games with other people
and
wait
they're
to
just
play.
so good and fun nowadays that
Yeah.
I could see where you get sucked in. I mean,
Do they have full narratives? These stories?
everything. Yes, I know. I said it jokingly
What is it?
a second ago, but
The Last of Us.
oh yeah,
They've made a
that's
TV show off of the video game.
Yeah,
That's
I mean
amazing.
It's 2 seasons in, and it's pretty good.
yeah.
Killing hookers, shooting people. Albert Breer's next.
And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for and there they go. Almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Around the world, Children International and friends like you are giving children in poverty a chance to grow and thrive, to be healthy, to succeed in school, and achieve great things. How do we do it? In the best way possible, by helping ensure access to healthcare, nutrition, and educational opportunities. And most importantly, by empowering youths and their families to get out of poverty and into employment through life skills, computer, and job training. The very tools they need to break the cycle of poverty and build futures full of promise. Because every child deserves a chance to realize their full and best potential. Learn more about how Children International is empowering children and families by going to children.org today. That's children.org.
While serving in Vietnam, a grenade took my ability to see. Today, I'm a sculptor. Now, my fingers are my eyes. I'm Michael Naranjo. As a veteran, I know the challenges of life can be great. In my art, turning a lump of clay into something beautiful, that is worth doing. Life is like that. We each must use what we can to make things better.
DAV helps veterans like Michael get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
Now, I show others how they can create something with their own hands. I know it can do a lot of good. With support from DAV, more veterans can shape their lives into a thing of beauty. My victory is bringing beauty into the world.
Michael Naranjo, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Oh, Bobby. Yake. Yakum. 5 under through 16. Leading the British Open. We should call it the British Open.
We will. But first, you need a bank that truly values local businesses in this town and an opportunity to work alongside them as partners. Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area and will help you reach your goals. So whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business up and running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank of Dublin will tailor a solution to fit your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in and get to know them in person. Over in Dublin at 6300 France Road, Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, we're working on getting Breer on here.
Breer's coming on. He's ready to go.
He's ready to roll?
He'll be here in a minute.
He'll be here in a minute. Okay, perfect. Bob, the Bradley Beal took the buyout from the Phoenix Suns.
NBA Bob.
Yes, I know Bob loves this.
Bradley Beal, you said he's been overrated for a long time.
He has been.
Go ahead, Tito. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'll be honest. I had no clue that him joining the LA Clippers was even remotely on the radar till Carp said it. I mean, you beat Shams by like 2 weeks.
Someone brought it up. I was watching, I sit down and I watch the NBA show on ESPN, whatever that's called, Hoop Times or what, I don't know.
Nice. Hoop Times. Is that what it's called?
Kendrick Perkins yelling at me through the screen.
Got you. Yeah.
You know?
He signed a 2-year, $11 million deal, looks like, with the Clippers, what he's going to do. But, yeah, he took $14 million less to leave Phoenix. And
what a saint.
He was, listen, Bob, he was so injured so often in Phoenix.
So injured so often.
He made $2 million a game.
Good for him.
That's
playing for Phoenix.
Listen.
That's America, baby.
That's what it is. So, Bradley Beal, now joining Kawhi Leonard and who else is there?
James Harden.
Yeah, that's right. James Harden.
Another just player that when you get into May and June, not that the Clippers are ever going to get to June, but if and when they do, James Harden and Bradley Beal are just two guys you want to go to war with.
Those are the ones. Those are the ones you want to take. Yeah, Bradley
and
Beal.
Kawhi, who also cannot stay on the court. Very good when he is on the court, but
that is a load management all-star team right there. Those are what those guys are.
Bring back Paul George.
Right.
He just had another
George
knee
over
surgery
there.
yesterday.
Yes, do that.
He's with the
great
Sixers, right?
Yes, he's with the Sixers with the injured Joel Embiid.
Yeah, don't worry. Embiid plays like 42 games a year as well. So
it's amazing how they could pull that off.
They created that themselves, and that's why no one wants to watch. We got that was today's NBA Minute. Now we got
yes,
Albert
it was.
Breer.
Now we have Albert Breer. We're going to stop talking NBA for crying out loud. Albert, good morning. Does Von Miller going to Washington move the needle?
It's a need for the Commanders, and it's the one premium position if you look at it that they haven't really addressed aggressively. They addressed corner and trading for Marshawn Lattimore. They addressed receiver and trading for Deebo Samuel. They addressed left tackle and trading for Laramie Tunsil. Obviously, they drafted Jaden Daniels to play quarterback for them. They have McLaurin. They have Mikey Sandersill at those positions. So they drafted Josh Connerly out of Oregon. So it's the one spot, like the one high-end spot that they haven't addressed. I think what Buffalo found was that, like, at this stage of Von Miller's career, you got to use him a certain way, and you got to be a little bit more conservative with him to get the most out of him. So, I think it sort of depends on what you're asking of him. Now they got some guys they trust there on the defensive line, and Dorrance Armstrong was a really good, like, mid-level signing for them last year. A guy who played for Dan Quinn in Dallas and has a ton of experience in the system. If you're expecting Von Miller to be playing 80% of the snaps, you're barking up the wrong tree. But, I think he still has some juice left as a specialist as long as you're using him sparingly.
So since we're talking about Washington right now, Terry McLaurin, I was back here a couple of weeks ago. Albert popped through, great guy. Really was kind of the face of that organization through a lot of the tumultuous times at the end of the Snyder era as they're trying to transition. Now they're successful. He's been one of the best receivers in the NFL. Washington, I thought, would be apt to kind of get this done and take care of him. Do you see something happening before camp?
I think they're going to try. I do think, like, to some degree, the deal for Garrett Wilson actually kind of clarifies things a little bit further. The price is the price, and that's the reality of it. And these prices are going to keep escalating on guys at positions like this. And, it's not going to get cheaper by waiting. I think the Commanders have done a lot of things right over the last 18 months since Dan Quinn and Adam Peters got there. And I just think the two sides have too much invested in each other not to get something done. Now, Terry, like, I think sometimes people don't realize, like, Terry is older, because he hasn't been in the league for 10. Yeah, he played 5 years of college, so like he is on the wrong side of 30 now, and that has complicated the negotiation to some degree. But I mean, I think at the end of the day, Washington knows exactly what they're getting with Terry McLaurin. I mean, there's no question about him as a person, as a leader, as a player. They know exactly what he is and what he can do. And I think in a certain way, when a guy has done that much for a franchise, it can complicate a negotiation because he does feel like to some degree they owe it to him. At the same time, I just think that Washington needs what Terry brings them, and Terry values what he's accomplished in Washington too much for them not to find some sort of way to get it done.
So that's one.
And I'm not saying it's going to be next week because it could. I mean, look, I think those numbers, like I said, Garrett Wilson signing at 32.5. I mean, it's pretty clear. Whatever the average per year is probably going to have to start with a 3.
Yeah, and well, it's interesting and amazing that I don't know why Dallas doesn't learn this. If you go to your guys early, you can usually get them a little bit cheaper than maybe them wanting to press the top of the market. The Shamar Stewart situation, Albert, keeps getting more and more interesting, and I think is really just because of the Bengals. And
yeah,
I mean, is there a possibility that he doesn't play for them at all and re-enters the draft?
I mean, I guess you never say never. I'd be surprised. These things, I think there are a few things at work here. First of all, like this one, because of the Bengals' reputation.
Yes.
Because they have the Trey Hendrickson thing going on, I think the volume on this thing got pushed up. The other thing is, like, there was another first-round pick that was unsigned until yesterday. So, like, he is the last one, but it's not like he's the last one by a mile. And it really raised the temperature on this whole thing. Wasn't that he hadn't signed; it's that he sat out the spring, right? Which is a decision these guys can make if they want. But for those who don't know, generally you sign a waiver. Bobby, I'm sure you signed that waiver at one point, right? Like where before you've signed your contract, basically it binds the team to you, and at the time, and it says the team's going to give you a market level deal, so you can get started with work while not risking the contract. Now, it doesn't work that way in the summer, but through the spring you can do that. The fact that Shamar Stewart didn't do that was a different way of approaching it, and so there have been sort of missiles fired in both directions here. And, that's why the temperature feels like it's way up here. If he misses 3 weeks, 4 weeks of camp, then that's a real problem because now it's going to be harder for you to acclimate as a rookie. But it's not like we're sitting here and, if he signs today, he's the last one to sign by far. That's not the case. It's just the tenor of this thing has been kind of amped up from the beginning. And like I said, there's a bunch of different factors that play into it. I would think they'll get something done.
So at what point would you say if this drug into that there would be concern about that? Is that regular season? Like if this thing makes it into week 1, week 2? Because Cincinnati, I think, Albert, what makes it interesting is this is Cincinnati, and also this is the first time that guys have entered the league, and some of them have already been millionaires from college. I'm guessing Shamar Stewart at A&M, from what we know, probably made a couple of coins down there before he entered. And so I guess that to me is what kind of complicates this whole situation, kind of puts it in a new light, maybe more so than ever before.
It definitely does. Yeah. I mean, it gives the guys more leverage. You aren't chomping at the bit to get your first paycheck to, buy your mom a house or get your first, nice car. Like that's all happened for these guys in a lot of cases. And Shamar Stewart, if I'm not mistaken, was a pretty high profile recruit who probably got paid pretty well from the minute he walked onto campus at A&M. So I think that definitely changes the dynamic. And there's also, to be fair, there's also pressure on Stewart not to accept like default language that wasn't accepted by previous first round picks of the team, and that can set bad precedent for veterans as well as rookies, So there's just, I wish I had a better idea of why the Bengals were so adamant in seeking this sort of change in the contract language. But they are, and it sort of has put things where they are. And, it'll be interesting to see where this goes. I still think, look, like once you get to week 1, week 2, now you're starting to lose real money. And, that obviously could change some things. But there's no guarantee if Shamar Stewart goes back into the draft that he would be a first-round pick again. So if he were to drag this thing out that far, you'd be losing a whole year of your 20s, prime earning years, right? And then potentially losing more money in the fact that maybe you wouldn't be a first-round pick again.
Absolutely. Real quickly about the last minute, Albert, the Quinshon Judkins situation up in Cleveland. What have you heard about that?
Yeah, I think it's the Browns and the league are in wait and see mode on that. Obviously there are different things and different moving parts, involved. When the incident happened versus when the complaint was filed. So there's definitely some gray area. One thing I've learned about these sorts of situations is that it's really impossible to comment until we have the facts. And like at this point, we have an accusation, and we have a player who hasn't had a chance to kind of get his side of the story out there yet. And that's not to say he's innocent, but I've seen these things go both ways. And what's really hard about them guys is like these sorts of situations usually only two people really know. So. Yeah. I think that's the spot the Browns are in. They're in wait and see mode. And the interesting thing about it to me is, I know when he got to Ohio State, there were some character questions coming from Ole Miss, right? Like, so there were some questions about like how his time ended there. And I'm not saying anybody could have seen something like this coming, but I do know the Browns had tried to be more careful about this this year, after what they went through with the Mike Hall situation last year. So, obviously they aren't happy to be in this spot, but it doesn't mean that Judkins is necessarily guilty of what he's being accused of.
Albert Breer, MMQB. Look, I don't know how much staff you employ when you're talking to us there, if there's people around you. I'm sure you've got your people. But get a mister and spray yourself so you're a little sweatier next time when you come on, because I know you've worked out already.
Well, I actually let myself stay in bed a little longer today, and I apologize for forgetting, but like I'm not on vacation anymore, so now right. I'm transitioning back, so my schedule is still a mess in my head. Next week I'll be on the road, so next week will get me from Wisconsin or something like that.
Perfect. That's what we need to see. Yeah. Thanks, Al. We appreciate the time, buddy. Take care.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Albert Breer from MQB joining us right there. Always great insight, man, Bobby. Thank you for getting him on the show. Coming up next, quick hitters. Morning Juice.
Bobby Carpenter here with the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Ozzie and Daniel Silna made one of the greatest deals in NBA history. In the 70s, they owned the Spirits of St. Louis of the ABA. When the NBA and ABA merged, they offered the Silna brothers a couple of million to go away, but instead, the Silnas negotiated a piece of future television revenue. We all know how TV contracts are these days, and the Silna brothers made a total of $800 million from the NBA. Chuck Moore, CEO, and Travis Sanders, president of Riverside Bank of Dublin, talk about deal making for local businesses in our community.
Thank you, Bobby. Being a local bank has its benefits. We have experience making deals in this town, and with our local processing and underwriting, we're agile enough to move at the speed of business. Travis, share how we treat our clients.
We advise our clients on risk mitigation, long-term financial stability, and market conditions to help them make informed decisions. The Silnas knew something the NBA didn't. Let our experience and local expertise help guide you in your business.
Tune in every day for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Visit their office at 6300 France Road in Dublin or online at riverside.bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I know what it's like to be stuck in that cycle of pain where you're trying to get better. You keep going to the doctor, steroid shots, surgeries. Do not go down that road anymore. Go see my friends at QC Kinetics. They will help treat you without going under the knife and without the meds.
QC Kinetics are the leaders in regenerative medicine to help your body heal itself. And I should know, I've been a client there, and they helped me with my knee get back to the running in the summer and go on whitewater rafting and all of the things that you enjoy. And this is the critical part about my friends with QC. 92% of patients report satisfaction with their results. That's peace of mind. It's not just a number. They're trying to help you. They're the second opinion that you're looking for to keep you from getting under the knife. To find out if you're a good candidate, go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. The consultation is free, or call 380-2845-44. That's 380-2845-44. They have offices all over Central Ohio. So go check them out.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
My name is DeMar Hamlin. I play for the Buffalo Bills, and I play safety. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as a national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers through CPR education and access to AEDs. Nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
We got a higher home appraisal after we put away our African art and family photos.
Has this happened to you because of race or national origin? Contact HUD at hud.gov/fair housing. A message from HUD and the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS-FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. Tito has had 2 wives. They've both been named Heather. If you know someone named Heather, please warn her. This is Morning Juice.
I share too much on the air. The fact that Heather thing comes out when we come back from a break tells me I share too much. The Russian family thing, accurate, also share too much. I'll learn someday, Bob, but not today. Someday I'll learn, but not today. Let's do quick hitters.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
What do you think? Why do you think that is, Thitoff?
That I share too much?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Life's great mysteries.
No, it's not. It's look. There's insecurities. There's all kinds of things with me.
You're headed for extinction.
I am.
Maybe so.
Aren't we all?
But not today. But not today.
That was the old Mitch Hedberg thing.
Oh, okay.
When someone shows him a picture and said, "This is me when I was younger," and he says, "Every picture of you is when you were younger."
Well, of course it is.
That's true.
And there's part of your soul in that picture as well.
Right there. No, Bob, I'm telling you, there's a lot of complex.
I was
not
hoping
complex.
you pulled. I thought Bodie would get it for sure.
Which one?
People like you are heading for extinction. Your kind is heading for extinction, Mav. Maybe, sir.
Yes, that's
maybe
fine.
true. Maybe so, sir. But not today.
Not
I'm
today.
disappointed in myself missing that
You
one.
should be at least a 2-star admiral by now, if not a senator. Why do you think that is? Well, life's great mystery, sir. I'm serious, Maverick.
He's Buddy Wells. Good morning, Buddy Wells.
Happy Thursday morning, guys. We'll start with baseball. After Hurricane Milton damaged their usual home of Tropicana Field last October, the Tampa Bay Rays, they have been playing at George M. Steinbrenner Field this season as a temporary home until Tropicana can get back into playing shape. And if the Rays make the postseason, that'll remain their home until they are eliminated. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred confirmed to the media this week. Manfred did acknowledge that there could be some logistical issues as the 10,000-plus seat stadium, but nevertheless, those issues would not outweigh taking away home field advantage from Tampa Bay. Did they ever have home field advantage in Tropicana? That place
What if
would
they
have
play
like
the
4,000
Yankees? What if they
people.
play the Yankees?
George M.
Steinbrenner Field.
As of today, the Rays sit in 4th place in the AL East standings. They're a game and a half back of the final AL wildcard spot. So, Tito, as of right now, the Rays would have some work to do before any of this would even become a reality. But they're not too far off from making this a reality.
I love this.
A Tony reality?
Yes, I love this, Bobby. I hope this happens. I really do.
A Yankees Rays series.
Yes.
In Steinbrenner AAA field down or double
Not
A.
Steinbrenner. It's a single A. It might be even rookie league. A single A or rookie league is what it is. Yeah.
Even better.
I hope it happens, Bob. The way I look at it, Bob, I was trying to think about, well, this is like if the Guardians had to play a playoff game, or if the Reds were playing in the World Series and had to play at Huntington Park because of some kind of weird weather thing against the Guardians.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. I'd love it. I hope this happens. I really do. And
999,000 your closest friends.
Whatever. Look,
they could get probably every Rays fan into that stadium.
Of course they can. But I hope they do. I love the idea of them playing in like a smaller stadium for this and having to figure this out with baseball and everything.
Like the Chargers when they played in the soccer stadium over there. And
then every time they played Dallas or the Steelers or the Packers, which still actually kind of happens at SoFi, to be honest with you. But
yeah, but it's one thing to do it in a stadium for 80. It's another thing to do it in a stadium of 20. You couldn't even get 20,000 of your own fans to show up?
It's amazing. I love the atmosphere of a smaller crowd, too. And I know that they'll never do smaller stadiums. Not going to they're all of a sudden going to
Buckeyes, Texas,
right
at lower.com field.
Yeah, play it, it's like something like that. It's like, think about that. Yes, no doubt. Then I would have to
talk about making it inclusive for the average fan.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
We'll go to the NFL here, guys. Art Monk is the Washington Commanders' all-time leader in catches and receiving yards. Redskins, Commanders, football team, etc. He's second on the list at receiving touchdowns with 65, and now his number 81 will never be worn again by anybody in the burgundy and gold this season on November 2nd. Monk will have his jersey retired by the franchise, joining Sammy Baugh, Bobby Mitchell, Darrell Green, Sonny Jurgensen, and Sean Taylor as the players to have their number retired by Washington. He also just happened to be a bit of a part of pretty good Commanders teams that won 3 Super Bowl titles in 1982, 87, and 1991. Bobby, I love seeing things like this happen. I think it's always cool when we can honor the past and tradition in sports, and it seems like it's a pretty well-deserved honor for Monk.
Yeah, it seems like it took too long for this.
Well, the previous, let's just say, ownership wasn't always the best.
But that's
he wasn't a super nice guy.
Here's the thing. When you're a guy that everybody hates,
this is the easiest thing in the world to do.
This is find other human beings you can use as meat shields. That's why I hired Doug Williams. Put Doug Williams out there. He won a Super Bowl.
Right.
We'll get Doug Williams.
Was it Nick Sirianni who took his kids up to the post-game presser last
year?
Yeah, nobody's going to grill the dad of the 4-year-old daughter who's sitting there. So
that's the thing.
Come up here with
hey, you know what, guys? I know you hate me and you think that I'm all these different things. You know what? We can all agree on that Art Monk's a great player.
Yeah.
Let's get him into we're going to retire his number. We're going to put him up here in the Ring of Honor. Big ceremony. I'm going to pay for it because I'm such a great guy. You can still hate me, but you won't hate me for today.
Yes.
So you got to find the small wins.
We're down to 364 out of the year.
So I said this is like the political argument when if you're a state politician, regardless of what your state looks like politically and you're a political affiliation, if you can get some sort of bill pushed through that people think benefits your local college, Big State U, that's a winning issue. Everybody, why wouldn't we vote for that? I don't care. I may hate you and everything you stand for, but I like that. Now I like you a little bit more.
Ohio State, no more noon games. Mm-hmm. That's what we're going to do. We'll never get passed through. But the fact that it's even like you say it, though, it's like, you got to have Ohio State's got to play more night games, whatever it is. Bobby, I was surprised that Art Monk is. I thought he was first I had to look and say, oh my gosh, is he dead? Because I thought that he might be dead. He's only 67, which isn't that old. I thought that he was a lot older than that, but he was such a good Art Monk.
Yeah, dude, he played in the 80s.
I know. I'm telling you, I thought he was older than 67, but he was a prominent receiver, long overdue for Washington to do this, and good for him. I'm sure after the Pete Rose stuff that happened this past, over a few months ago, I guess, on that. But I'm glad Art Monk's getting this honor while he's still alive. And yes, you need to do things like this if you're Washington to try to cleanse the souls of the last, the previous administration. And
I think they've been really trying hard at doing that, honestly. They're even bringing back some of their old jerseys, which are fantastic.
Pay Terry and change it back to the Redskins.
WNBA here, guys. WNBA / I don't know, maybe UFC potentially. Angel Reese, she has become one of the more polarizing athletes in sports in recent years, especially as her rivalry with Caitlin Clark has continued from college into the pros. And one sports media personality who has not been shy about diving into that feud is RG3. He's always got a lot to say on a lot of different issues.
I love RG3.
One man who's ready to fight RG3, literally, if he doesn't stop talking about Reese, is Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq said on a recent episode of Off the Record podcast, RG3 tweet another monkey post about my girl Angel Reese, and I'm going to punch you in your bleeping face, okay? It's enough. I don't usually do stuff like this, but stop it, bro. You got your job. You got your podcast. Leave my girl Angel Reese alone. I'm the one calling her and telling her not to respond, so effing stop it. That's the last time. Okay, thank you. Otherwise, I wish you just went on your way. This comes up after RG3 did stand up for Reese after an extremely racist post was made about her on the rounds of social media, but he also reposted it when he did it, which is probably not the best way to go about it. Tito, if I was RG3, I'd maybe let this thing cool off a little bit because, one, common sense, and two, I wouldn't want to fight Shaq.
RG3. So keep her name out your mouth, RG3.
So, yeah, did you see the post, Bobby, or not?
I did not. I heard about this late last week. And he was defending her, but also reposted it. And I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I'm here to watch the back and forth. I know when the Diesel tells you to do something, the Diesel's going to defend Angel Reese. Like, she's an LSU girl. He's an LSU guy. Like, I get it.
I love the fact that Shaq did this. And I've never been an RG3 guy.
Hey, Tito.
Yeah.
Keep my name out your mouth.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good Shaq there, Bob. I would love to see, if we have a Jake Paul fight again, let's put Shaq and RG3 on the undercard. Let's just see what happens there.
Dude, RG3 is tiny compared to Shaq.
He is. That's what I'm saying. I want to see it, Bob. I would like to see that.
Quick
I would like to see Shaq actually, because he said he would punch him in the face if he sees him. He said, I'll punch you in the face, keep doing it, what he said, actually, which I love.
You ever seen these reach? You seen this wingspan?
Shaq on the celebrity roast thing was about the best. Some of the jokes they made about Shaq.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. They're wildly inappropriate.
Oh, the only way we would say probably is that how Snoop looks like Shaq's skeleton. I thought that was pretty good. That was a pretty good one there.
Yeah, that was good. He's a good dude from everything I've been told.
Yeah.
This is a pretty cool story here, guys. Cool ending. Not the entire part of it's cool, but nevertheless, former Kentucky wide receiver Scott Mitchell had a pretty modest 2-year career with the Wildcats in 2004 and 2005. He recorded 53 catches for 571 yards and 3 scores. But what he did last weekend was, frankly, some pretty heroic stuff. The ex-Wildcat ran down Andrew Wistick O'Callaghan on a L.A. hillside right after O'Callaghan had started a fire to the forest land. He was later booked on suspicion of arson. He's being held on bond for $75,000. Mitchell told NBC News, quote, even without digging, I was able to chase that guy down. I didn't know I still had it in me. I'm not going to lie. Good on O'Callaghan here. He did tell Mitchell that he was a fire marshal, that he started the fire as part of a controlled burn. Reminds me of Ricky Bobby his dad walking into the schools. And, he's smoking a cigarette.
Okay, I'm a volunteer fireman.
Bobby, you can't smoke in here. Oh, it's all right, ma'am. I'm a volunteer fireman. Carp, nevertheless, pretty crazy story here, and good on Mitchell and some other good awesome Samaritans for doing the right thing.
Awesome for Mitchell. I love this guy trying to lie his way out of it.
I'm a fireman.
He probably was dressed in like normal clothes. Like, were you an undercover fireman right now? You don't feel like, I feel like if we were doing a controlled burn, there'd be like some other trucks and things around.
Other people. You'd have the hoses ready. Like
other people involved in this, not just you. So, by the way, then why did you run away? Why did you sprint away? So I love that Mitchell caught him, chased him down, got this taken care of. It's always the right time to do the right thing. And I'm glad that he's still got a little juice. That's being gas station ready, Thitoff. Waffle House ready. At the moment's notice, you may be asked to perform. And Mitchell still had a little juice. Didn't even have to dig, as per him.
I'm going to tell you, Bob. This is one of the reasons why I don't work out.
So then it would lower expectations? No one would expect you
Bob,
to do that?
Let me tell you this right now. You look fantastic. You're in great shape. Okay? You and Schlegs, and you guys take care of your bodies.
Schlegs couldn't catch him, though.
I'm not saying Schlegs can catch him. No, I'm not saying catch him. I'm not putting that pressure on him. I'm just saying, though, if it's me and Schlegs standing next to each other and somebody's starting a forest fire, who do you think the general public would expect to do something about it?
Well, Schlegs has already done something about intruder/trespasser, and that was out there on the public domain. So,
well, that was staged, but I hear what you're saying.
Oh, jeez.
How perfect was that picture, Bobby? You can't tell me he didn't tell a photographer, look, we're going to do this.
I'd argue the opposite. Yeah. It's so good, you can't stage that.
See, I don't know, man. It's too good to be true is what I look at it. Anyway, that's a different story for a different day.
The kid from school.
It's all part of the scheme. Anyway, Bob, what I'm saying, though, is that you being in the shape you're in, you're expected to do something about it. If this guy starts a forest fire and I'm right there, no one's saying, hey, Tito, go chase that guy. Go chase that guy down. No one's saying it.
So I would make the argument that, you know what, being in this shape and doing that allows me to be able to serve society better. You would
Absolutely.
rather just not. You would rather just be lazy and not help anybody.
No. Wait, let's not. That's
what you're telling me. You'd rather.
No.
You would rather let something bad happen because of your failure to commit to being in shape, and that gives you the out, as opposed to maybe taking some accountability and self-responsibility.
All I'm saying is, Bob, there's higher expectations for you in that situation. That's all.
And
I'm not saying I wouldn't go chase. I would run after the guy the best I could. I'm not saying I'd be able to catch him. I would. The laugh by Bodie was inappropriate.
Just get a good description.
I would have done it, though. Okay, I would do it. But I'm just saying, if I didn't catch him and you didn't catch him, society would be more disappointed in Bobby Carpenter.
That's fine.
That's probably true.
By the way, see what the WNBA, not that we do a lot of WNBA talk here. You see what they do for the All-Star game?
I can't wait till you tell me, honestly.
I can't believe you don't know this, Bob.
Oh.
But the All-Star game coming up, and Caitlin Clark looks like she's not playing. They're going to have a 4-point shot.
Sounds great.
Okay.
Who's going to make that out? Well, with all due respect.
I don't know. They're also going to have, Bob, a couple other things. One,
dunk contest?
Hockey substitutions.
Wait.
You can sub on the fly.
Okay.
Now, wait.
Ridiculous.
Here's the thing. You can only do it when you're on offense.
This is ridiculous.
The clock doesn't stop. No, wait, Bob. This is actually, listen to this now.
No, it's ridiculous.
There's more. You can sub in one person at a time on offense. If you've got the ball on offense, you can do a sub without stopping the clock. You can just say, go in for this person. You have to be on offense so to do it.
Why
and
not?
only one person at a time. All right? Here's the next one, Bob. There are no free throws for the first 38 minutes of the game. So they play 4 10-minute quarters.
I can get on board with that, actually.
The first 38 minutes, there's no free throws. You know, like you get into the bonus where it's, you know, if you get fouled after 7 fouls, whatever. I don't know what the number is now in the WNBA for the quarters. Maybe it's 5 fouls, whatever it is. When you're in the bonus, though, if you get fouled while shooting a 2-point shot, they will just simply award the team 2 points. If you get fouled while shooting a 3, they'll just 3 points. What you get? Fouled shooting a 4, you'll just get 4 points. No free throws. The only time they're shooting free throws, last 2 minutes of the game.
Well, that's going to keep the game moving.
It is.
It's going to get the score through the roof if fouls are automatic points.
For one of the silly All-Star games, though, out of those 3, which ones don't you like? It's an All-Star game.
Dude, line changes running in
it's
hockey.
It's a one-person change you can make when you're on offense.
I understand that, but that's still
on the fly.
That one seems pointless, to be honest with you.
It keeps the game moving because you don't have to stop the clock to make
I guess, but
you have to. They only have substitutions when
the game stopped.
Yeah,
anyway.
when there's out of bounds.
And I don't think the substitutions. It's not like the coach in an All-Stars game is like. I don't think they're really like thinking about this too much. Like, oh man, the other team brought in so and so. We got to bring in our big guy as well.
Offense for defense.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I did want to give a shout out real quick to Jeff Rimmer's middle half.
What's that?
In the chat, that story we were talking about a second ago. He threw in a little fire marshal Bill in there.
Oh yeah, from Living Color. Yeah, that was a great character, by the way. That was a great character. But it makes I applaud, and I don't do this very often. I applaud the WNBA for making the All-Star game newsworthy. No, it's more newsworthy. It's something. It's interesting. About
They're trying. Yeah, I don't hate it.
I wouldn't be surprised if the NBA picked up some of these things.
They probably should just stop playing the game. Honestly,
they should. No, all the All-Star games should be gone. All of them should be gone. I'm done with all of the All-Star games.
All-Stars, but they don't need to be.
Yeah, just name a team. East and West.
There were like 10 pitchers that opted out of the Major League Baseball All-Star game because it didn't work into where they were their days off. And
that's the thing, too, is then you have guys, and this happens in the Pro Bowl all the time, where it's like, Baker Mayfield made the Pro Bowl 4 times. And it's like, he was never – I mean, Baker's turned his career around.
Right.
But
all pros
has anybody ever
Pro Bowl
considered Baker like more than a top 11 or 12 quarterback? No.
Pro Bowl doesn't mean a damn thing. It really doesn't, because usually you're the 4th alternate or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Yeah. I bet Brock Osweiler. No offense, Brock.
Vince Young made a Pro Bowl as I think the 6th guy in the AFC one year.
Yeah.
A Bill who coached under a Bill and followed Bill responded to Bob. That's next. Morning Juice.
You know a thing or two about the moments in life that matter. You've seized those moments to embrace joy, accomplish great things, and build meaningful relationships. Is it time now to sit back and reflect on a life well lived? Maybe. Or maybe there's more to be done. Maybe this is the most important moment you've encountered yet. By volunteering with AmeriCorps Seniors, you can seize the moment, lend a hand, and get back more than you give. We connect you to local volunteer organizations with opportunities that fit your schedule and match your interests. Through AmeriCorps Seniors, you can support people in times of need and make your community stronger. You can become a companion to your older neighbors, brightening their days with friendship. You can even become a mentor for young people, serving as a role model and enriching their lives. Are you ready to seize your moment? Visit AmeriCorps.gov/yourmoment and get started today.
Wrinkles, gray hair, and hearing loss are common signs of getting older. But being short of breath, having tightness in your chest, coughing, and wheezing are not. If you are experiencing these symptoms, you may be one of the millions of people who are living with a condition called COPD but don't know it. Early diagnosis and treatment can add years of better breathing to your life. For more information, talk to your doctor and visit copdfoundation.org today.
Imagine home. The smell of coffee, the sound of a lawnmower, the sun's warmth on your face. Free to be yourself, surrounded by love that helps you grow. This is a place to call home. That's an American dream we all deserve. But in 50% of U.S. states, you could legally be denied housing if you are LGBTQ+. Get the facts and hear real stories at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
Hey Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. We've got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
Tito invited the new Russian family who moved in down the street to watch Rocky IV. It did not go well. I must break you. This is Morning Juice.
All right, Morning Juice. God, Bob, this is gonna. This story might hit home with you a little bit. First, I'll do this. Bill Belichick stole somebody from Ohio State. Jacob Weatherspoon. And I'm going to go Jacob on this one.
You sure it's not Jakob?
I don't think this one's Jakob. I think this is truly Jacob. Jacob Weatherspoon, a four-star DB out of Avon, Ohio.
Are you kidding me?
Avon, Ohio. I know, it's a joke. It's an old joke from the Dispatch days. No one would get it because the guy's dead.
That's great.
Joke about.
I mean, a print media joke.
I know. On
about how to mispronounce
yes.
the name. I can't imagine how that wouldn't land.
I know. I'm surprised it landed also. Anyway,
it landed. It did not land.
It's still
flying around. Dude.
I think it's going to age well. Anyway,
it's like a bounce house in a tornado.
What was like a random frisbee at a barbecue by a 4-year-old? Anyway, Bobby, he committed to Ohio State on January 2nd, class 2026, and now he has flipped to North Carolina. So, Ohio State's 2026 class, still number 7.
What position was he?
Defensive back. He was a
safety, I think.
Safety, yes,
right?
he was.
Yeah.
Technically, he was safety, yes.
Technically.
I shouldn't say technically. Yes, he's a safety.
As if like you knew something else about. Technically, he's a safety, but you knew something more than we did.
He's going to come in as a nickel, though.
Look, Bob.
Well, and here's the thing.
They're
at this
DBs
point,
and they're OLs.
Sometimes guys leave a class, and coaches might not be that upset about it because there might be someone else that you can slide in there.
Right.
There's sometimes guys leave and it hurts, and then you've got to replace it, and you're struggling a little bit. I'll have to figure out where this kind of lands, and how big of a deal it is. Is this something that was unexpected that they didn't want to happen, or something they viewed as, if this happens, it's not the worst thing. I think there's somebody else that we now may like a little better that we can slide in there.
Bob, Apple TV had this documentary about the Patriots. And, Robert Kraft had, how would I put it? Robert Kraft has had some creative control over it. And the narrative, there was a lot of not, it certainly did not skew well towards Belichick. One of the things that, and then Kraft was doing some media and stuff, and he talked about the fact that how big of a risk it was when he hired Bill Belichick. And Kraft basically was saying, look, this guy barely won like 40% of his games, whatever, and we hired him to be the head coach there at New England. It was a huge risk for me, is essentially what he said.
Huge risk, yeah, because he traded for him from the
Jets. He did. I gave a first-round pick for a guy.
Wasn't just hiring him. Like, he had to give up compensation.
So Belichick came out and told ESPN, and this is a quote here, as I told Robert multiple times through the years, I took a big risk by taking the New England Patriots head coaching job. I already had an opportunity to be the head coach of the New York Jets, but ownership's situation was unstable. I had been warned by multiple previous Patriots coaches, as well as other members of the NFL organizations and the media, the New England job was going to come with many internal obstacles. I made it clear that we would have to change the way the team was managed to regain the previously attained success. So Kraft said, I took a huge risk hiring Belichick. Belichick says, no. I took a huge risk in going to the Patriots.
Who do you think told Bill that?
Which Bill? Who do you think told Bill that?
Belichick, that they had internal issues.
Oh, it's Bill Parcells. Right? That's who it's got to be.
I would imagine, given the fact that Kraft was one that kind of forced their hand to draft Terry Glenn, which he didn't want to at the time. Yes.
Yes, that's the she thing, yeah.
That he referenced Terry as she in a press conference about his hamstring being injured. And he dropped the she whenever she's ready, to play, then we'll be good to go. Oh, Bodie was remarkable.
I was unaware of that.
You didn't know that? Oh, yeah, he called him she in the press conference.
A live press conference.
Yeah.
Parcells said it or Belichick?
Parcells
said it,
and the ultimate irony is, and I talked to Terry about that when I got to Dallas, and he was there, and Bill brought Terry in. Parcells brought Terry in. And I'm like, you and Bill good?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just I was, 12 years old, 13 years old, and I see that press conference, or maybe 14, 15 at that point, I guess. And I'm like, wow, that's and it was a big deal, obviously. They played all over the place. And Terry was Bill's guy. He was Parcells' guy.
He loved him.
Loved him after that. Loved him. And Bill loved Terry, it was reciprocated.
When Terry went to Dallas, was Bill there?
Yeah, Bill brought him in. Parcells brought him in. He got rid of Joey Galloway to bring in Terry Glenn. It was amazing. I guess it was more Joey traded Joey for Keyshawn straight up. And then when Keyshawn was getting older, he got rid of Keyshawn to bring in Terry. And loved him. And I go, after all of that, I could not believe it. And so that was probably Belichick's source of information. But Parcells gave him the Jets job, essentially, when he walked out.
Yeah, it's part of the thing, yeah.
And Belichick probably understood, yes, Hess's had just sold to Woody Johnson, and Bill Parcells had great respect for Mr. Hess, and so that's why he was the head coach there. And then when I don't know if he passed away or whatever, sold, but they passed it to Woody Johnson. He takes over, buys the team, and Belichick decides to leave. But the only reason he leaves is because he'd been talking with Kraft, and Kraft decides to bring him in. I guess he had talked to him back in his time when he was with there previously with Parcells. And so it's interesting how both of these guys, because what they're saying can be true. Two things can be true in this. It was a risk for Robert Kraft to give up compensation, a first-round pick, to bring in a coach who, like he said, has won less than 50% of his games, yes. And also for Belichick to go to some place who, he was there before. He saw what happened in some of the personnel department stuff and how Parcells, that's where his famous line, if I'm going to cook the dinner, you might as well let me shop for the groceries.
Right.
And that was over the Terry Glenn drafting. But then, like I said, full circle, Terry and Bill are like little compadres then and love each other when I get to Dallas. But that was that comment. And so that was the risk that Belichick was taking going there. He turned down one head job, and that would have been his second one. And usually if you fail your second time, like, you're not getting a third. And so he wanted to probably be very, very selective with who he chose to sign with and what team he was going to coach. And then they made that thing work together. And so the irony of all that is, like, everybody wants to dive in on credit and all this different stuff. I mean, it was risky for both.
What surprises me, Bob, is, and you know this, your dad knows this, so
I'm curious
tell me if I'm wrong. Belichick respects Parcells.
Yeah.
And if we can infer from this that Parcells is one of the people saying to Belichick, you don't want this Patriots job.
I don't think he said you don't want the Patriots job.
Okay.
He was explaining to him the internal issues that you would have there. And so there's a difference saying, I don't think you should take it. There's only 32 of them out there.
Sure.
And you just passed up one. You'd been hired by another, so now you're really down to 29. And at that point in time, okay, I guess by then the Jags but the Texans
weren't there yet, right?
I think they were 02, yeah.
Yeah, so the Texans were about ready to join.
All
But
right.
there wasn't even the full. The Browns come back yet either?
The Browns came back in 2000, didn't they?
Couldn't tell you off the top of my head on that.
Ask Shark. Call Shark real quick.
Shark would know that.
Yeah, he's got a tattoo.
He would give you the
Small
day,
is back.
The day that they came back. But either way, there weren't even as many teams now. So you're talking like less than 29
Absolutely,
jobs
yes.
that you would be available for.
99.
99. So it's a function of not you don't want this job. It's a function of here are the potential hurdles or obstacles to taking this job.
Okay.
And I think that was what Parcells was trying to warn him about.
It would just surprise me, I guess, if Parcells was saying, "Look, I don't think
him taking that job was a kick at Parcells. Maybe him leaving the Jets was a little more of that, but I think that had to do as much with the uncertainty of the ownership group as anything."
So I thought that was quite interesting. Because Kraft's 84, and Parcells didn't leave on the best of terms with New England.
No.
But he's now in there. He's going to be inducted into their Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's getting up there.
Right. Okay, so Parcells going to do it. Belichick's not there yet. Not inducted yet. Do you think, now Kraft's 84, okay?
Yep.
Do you think that Belichick gets into the Patriots Hall of Fame before Kraft dies?
I think that he might be in this next round next year.
Really? Even after all this going on right now?
I think so. I'll have to ask some people I know that are close with the situation, like who just have been around there, been in New England for a while.
Right.
Whether they're there or not, but they'd watched it all. I think I would, Robert Kraft does a better job of burying the hatchet, I think.
Okay.
On some of this, I believe. And I think publicly he wants to be liked. And everybody understands how much Belichick meant to that place. So it would come off as petty. He doesn't need to be Tom Pettying on this.
Right.
And be a little Jerry Jones with Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
Because everybody openly acknowledges, dude, he deserves to be in there.
Yes, he does.
So
he won 3 Super Bowls. I don't care what anybody says.
Why
he won
would
3.
Know? Even if he just won 2.
He won 3.
Give me another person that's won 1 after him.
He won 3.
There's one guy. That's it. 2 years later. They've been struggling to get that done. So I think Robert Kraft wants to be liked and wants his legacy to be cemented in a positive light. And so him holding out Bill until after he passes, I think would be viewed negatively on his legacy.
The reason I agree with you, Bob, on this one is not because
of your wild, vast, and in-depth knowledge of the Patriots organization.
See, now I was about to be complimentary of you. I was going to say the reason I agree with you is not because you already know a lot more about the ins and outs of this than I do, but the fact that Belichick is eligible for the Pro Football Hall of Fame this winter, and I think
Didn't
it would
stop Jerry.
It would but I think that would tie in perfectly then, because then Kraft could get around like the not tail between my legs, but more like he's a Hall of Famer now. He's going to be with us now. Yeah. I want him, just like we thought it was appropriate to make this the season of Bill, the season of Belichick. That they could do it. So I think it makes more sense Logistically to say it then that, yes, he's in the Hall of Fame now, and then also he's going to be in our Hall of Fame next, that kind of thing. It makes sense to me on that one. Belichick and Parcells. And even Kraft. You talk about that I don't want to say the triangle of that. Hell, you can make it a quadrilateral and put Brady in there.
There you go.
It is very interesting to me, Bobby,
that whole group could go to Kraft's massage parlor.
Yeah, you're right, yes.
Have a good time.
I heard it.
Sofia Vergara in there, and then you've got yourself.
I don't think that's true. I think the Sophia thing.
Why?
Why not?
His last wife was Latina. Like, why wouldn't?
I understand that. He's got a type. I got you. By the way, on the massage thing.
Listen, dude, I like to touch on things and move. I mean, I don't usually circle back for a second landing on them.
Okay.
There's shows that do that. That's not really our thing.
Is it true?
It's kind of a touch and go situation.
That if the word at the second part of the massage parlor is plural, it means something different?
I don't know what that means.
Happy hand, happy hands. Is there a difference?
Organs of Asia versus of Asia's.
I'm just asking. I don't know. I didn't.
You have to ask Shark. You have to ask Shark about
That's
that.
a great question.
He was our correspondent, our cabaret correspondent.
Right. He was the guy on that one. But the relationships between these individuals, though, and we'll stick to the triangular relationship of Belichick and Parcells and Kraft. It is fascinating to me, Bobby. And just because even after watching the 30 for 30, I don't know, and I'll say both first names, and that's it, if Bill likes Bill.
Oh, I think they do now.
You think they do?
Yeah. Time heals a lot of things. And perspective heals a lot of stuff. Watching the two Bills, I think that was as therapeutic for them as it was for everybody else watching it. Because I think there were things that were said in that moment that may not have been said otherwise that needed to be said to clear the air between those two.
But if Bill and Bill can do that, why can't Bill and Bob?
Because Bill and the Belichick and Parcells also hadn't coached together in 20 years.
Okay.
And they really hadn't spoken in a lot of that time as well. And so when that much time has passed and you start to then see your own mortality as you're Bill Parcells and you're in your mid-80s now, and Bill Belichick, who's in his early 70s, you start thinking, like, why? Like, we had so much success together. Why? Like, anything that has happened, especially in the heat of the moment, the things that are said in a locker room, there are things that are said on the sideline during games.
Right.
You have to just in one ear, out the other with that, because so much of it it's not personal. It's just due to the intensity of the moment in the situation.
The heat of the moment.
The heat of Asia. Speaking of orchids. But that's all part of it. And I think that those guys like him, Parcells acknowledging how good Belichick was at a lot of things, because the rumor is Parcells told Belichick to make a call when they were with the Jets. And
call in a game.
Call in a game.
Okay.
Belichick was the D coordinator. He felt that he had the autonomy to make his own call. And in all fairness, I'd say Bill Belichick is probably the greatest defensive mind to coach in the NFL. I mean, it's incredible.
Okay.
And so he made his own call. Parcells obviously realized it wasn't what he wanted done, and something was going on. And he goes, "That's why you'll never be a good head coach or whatever." It was something that cut a little deep.
Yeah.
And I think at that point, and Belichick wasn't an emotional guy, as you can see, so he didn't respond.
He's a robot.
But the other guys that had played for both of them kind of looked over wow, it was something kind of offhanded like that. And I think that kind of was from what people had said, kind of the fracture in the relationship at that point. And they didn't really speak much after that. And so, like I said, time heals a lot of wounds. And I think Belichick appreciated, if you heard in the Bills, about how how Parcells kind of helped teach him about personnel and teach him about how to run an organization and how to do these things.
Right.
And how to make sure that like you can get coaches and managing all of those elements other than just the coaching of the football aspect, which is such a small part of actually being a head coach in college or the NFL. The CEO element of managing it is way more important because you can hire guys to do the other things. And Belichick became really good at both, but I think that's what allowed it to heal. And like watching those acknowledgments publicly of each of them acknowledging their own unique gifts to each other, of what you did well and what you did well. I don't think those things were ever said before. And so I think that they needed
until they
to
were
be
on
said,
camera.
Until they needed to be said, and then that helped clear the air on everything.
That to me is also fascinating. The fact that, and not that they were ever great they both had obviously a lot of time in front of the media.
Very different personality-wise. Yeah. Incredibly different. Like Bill Parcells is a good good scheme guy. Bill Belichick is a great scheme guy. Parcells is one of the best motivators I've ever seen and been around.
Right.
Belichick, that's not really his deal because he's not good at the interpersonal stuff. And so that's why they work so well together, because Parcells took care of all of the player relationship stuff and Belichick did all the scheme. And so those two together were unbelievable. And then Parcells had to make sure he was always filling out, his scheme buckets. And probably his greatest attribute is his ability to select assistant coaches and recognize coaching talent as well as anything.
Is there someone, Bob, for you, I'm not asking for a name, don't reveal any names, that you think you'll be at that point in your life where you've got a fractured relationship right now, but later on in life, you think the time will heal all wounds and you'll have that kind of moment?
Hope so. There was some people from the NFL.
Okay.
Like when I was playing, things that had happened during my career that I was very upset about.
Okay.
And was I wronged? Maybe. At least I viewed it like that.
Sure.
And I had conversations with some of those people. And I think now it's in a pretty good spot because time gives you perspective on things.
Right.
But there was conversations that were had years after the fact, whether it be 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. And in a way that only like very proud masculine guys can apologize. Apologies were sometimes rendered back and forth and acknowledgments of that and understanding maybe I didn't agree with the decision, but I can understand why it happened.
Okay.
And so that kind of cleared a lot of the air with some of the people that I had disagreements with. And there are people out there still, I'm sure, but I would like to hope that would get to be the case at some point in time.
But look, like all your stuff is more public than I've got my own personal things, but I would say the name.
Personal stuff too. And
I'm personal. Like, there's nobody I would I could talk, it's not anybody, the names anybody would know, but I wondered though with you, because of all the public life you've led, if that was something where you could see yourself having a Belichick Parcells moment at some point with somebody there.
I'm hoping to try to get most of that done prior to being 80, so I can live the rest of my life. The best revenge is to live well, and I would not even say revenge, but don't let it hang up.
The best response, I would say.
Yeah, don't let it hang up. Don't let it ruin your life.
Yep. All right, we'll close things out. Tell you who's got juice next. Morning Juice.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life with them, which led to wanting to live longer, which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I.
And then we.
Brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence.
We pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together.
established the field of neuromuscular medicine,
and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum.
just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
For the past 100 years, Shriners Children's has become family to over 1.5 million kids.
In tough times and good times, they're there when we need them most.
Please go online right now to loveshriners.org.
Your child is sick. With those 4 words, the innocence and joy of childhood disappears. But Starlight has taught us 4 other words that make all the difference. The power of play. Happy kids heal faster. That's why Starlight Children's Foundation delivers happiness through gaming, toy deliveries, and more to hospitals across the country. Learn more at starlight.org.
Your child's oral health milestones matter. By age 1, see a pediatric dentist to establish good oral health habits. At 7, see an orthodontist to check your child's bite, teeth, and jaws. Around 15, visit an oral and maxillofacial surgeon to have your child's wisdom teeth examined. Remember, milestones met, healthy teeth set. Visit milestonesmet.org.
What would it take for my child to only miss half a day of school for treatment?
What would it take to fund a cure for childhood cancer?
It would take all of us to come together to support the research. Join us. Go to childrenscancer.org today.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Event Risk. What keeps you up at night? Visit eventriskinc.com.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
I love things like that, Bob. That was... I said in the chat. The show
I
sheet.
do the show for you, Jeff. That's
I know
why.
you do. Look, Bobby, I told Bodie before the show.
I show up every day for you.
Listen, I told Bodie the way I look at the show. I explained to him a metaphor before the show that I can't say on the air. But yes, the show sheet said the Belichick comments. It evolved into that. I love those kind of conversations. And I appreciate, Bob, the fact you are so vulnerable and transparent about some of your life experiences with these things, and that you can offer that perspective. I do appreciate that about what you bring. Does it have me juiced? Maybe.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Show sheet says Thursday. That means you're not starting, Bob. That means Schleg's is starting. I'm sorry. I was giving Bobby a chance to say something. But yeah, go ahead. Go to Schleg's.
Let's hear from Schleg's before I tell you guys what has me juiced.
I got to play my first round of golf at a charity event. Honestly, I have not swung a golf club in an entire year. All I need is about 20 minutes on the range, figure some stuff out. But guess what? All gas, no brakes.
That's Schleg's.
Little Andy Bernard. I went out and hit 10,000 golf balls.
Case of the blisties.
What has me juiced today, guys? I was with you. We talked about this a little bit at the beginning of the show. Didn't watch any of the ESPYs last night. Honestly, I've not watched it for several years. Nothing against it, just don't really get into it. But I did, when I got in this morning, kind of do a little quick Twitter scroll. And I enjoy Shane Gillis, and I saw some of his stuff that was good. I'll probably sit down and watch the entire monologue later on today. Some of the stuff was pretty funny. I probably shouldn't play, and so I'm not going to, because it got into the politics and whatnot a little bit. And we're Ohio's politics-free destination, so we're going to avoid that. But we will play this one. Speaking of Bill Belichick, I saw this one from Gillis last night, and I thought it was pretty good.
Pitcher, hitter, and bookie. A bookie is what Bill Belichick reads to his girlfriend before bedtime. They do. They read The Very Horny Caterpillar, The Little Engine That Could But Needed a Pill First, And, of course, the classic goodnight boobs. That's my favorite one. Also, I'm not trashing Bill Belichick. First off, he's 73 years old and he's dating a hot 24-year-old, and people are criticizing him? What happened to this country? We used to be a great country. He won 6 Super Bowls. Yeah. He's dating a hot 24-year-old. Maybe if you guys won 6 Super Bowls, you wouldn't be sitting next to a fat, ugly dog wife. They let me do it. I don't. This is Disney. They allowed that. Yeah, I'm going to tell you a story. I was at we should have taken that out. I had doubts going into that. That didn't work all week.
That had me juiced this morning. I was laughing my rear end off in here. I was pretty glad that there wasn't as much. Well, it's true, but I was
trying to keep it clean for the kids.
Yeah,
Do we really? Wait, you're telling me we try to keep it clean?
8 o'clock hour. Kids are waking up trying to get juiced. You're teaching them bad language. We could talk about the GTA stuff in the 6 o'clock
That's
hour.
all fine.
Once we get to
killing
7,
the hookers and stealing their money, that's okay. But don't say ass.
Try to wane that out a little bit.
That's fine.
But I was glad I didn't have as much sound to cut up this morning as I normally would, because I spent a good chunk of time looking through Twitter and enjoying some of the Shane Gillis stuff there. So that has me juiced. Bobby, what's got you juiced this morning?
I mean, you pulling that up and watching. I caught some clips of it this morning. I guess there was some Michigan jokes in there as well that he had that I stumbled on. So I'll probably go back and watch his monologue. I love Shane Gillis. I think he does a great job with all of that. And yes, you know what else has me juiced is we try to keep it clean.
Oh, right? Don't you, Bobby? Listen, don't you dare!
The subject content. I said we don't live on it. We'll land. We'll touch on things, but I try to keep the dialogue and especially the expletives to a minimum for the kids out there that are listening. My wife constantly reminds me of that. So try to do the very best we can. Yesterday I had an all-day swim meet. My gosh, last one of the year. Oh, and there was a nice little lightning delay, which is always the best. You know, just drag it out a little more. And what was really great last night was all the way out in Dresden.
Outdoor swim meet?
Yeah, outdoor. Yeah,
I'm asking you. I'm being very serious there. Yeah. Because I've been around pools that are indoor pools. They will shut down for lightning.
Let me tell you this. If I ever see an indoor pool shut down for lightning, I'm going to throw a hairdryer in the pool when the kids are swimming. I'm done with that now.
Okay,
I could hit through. Listen, then what are we supposed to do in a lightning storm? Burrow into a cave?
Bob,
seriously.
I'm not defending it.
I don't know anybody that's been struck by lightning.
Indoors?
Or outdoors. Listen, I know that it happened. I'm not saying be foolish with things, but for heaven's sake, we're inside. Oh, it could go. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. We live in such perpetual state of fear. Live in the fear-pandering world now. Okay, so yes, it was outside.
Okay.
They waited 30 minutes responsibly, then got in and started swimming again. It was great. My kids, the 3 boys did a really good job. The oldest 2 were in the morning, youngest was in the afternoon. It was awesome. My 2 younger brothers were there. 3 of their 5 kids were swimming, their oldest 3. So it was great to see my nieces and nephews run around and hang out with my kids. And then it was getting late at night. We were out all the way out in Dresden, driving down 16 to 161. Beautiful road, nice and wide. Not a lot. My dad likes it because it's not interstate. Not a lot of semis on there. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, you know what? This is a good opportunity for RJ to get some driving hours in.
Oh.
And so he drove. I was going to change when we got back because we hadn't really spent a whole lot of time on highway driving, especially urban. Rural highway driving isn't bad. The urban highway driving is a different beast.
Okay.
And when you're coming from the east side, I was like, okay, we could go 670 through downtown, even though it's 8:30, 9 o'clock. Shouldn't be too bad. Or we can go around 270. I'm like, you know what? Let's just go 270, 315. Should be a little easier. That 71, 23 interchange is, for someone who doesn't drive a lot, I was like, oh gosh, there's cars coming in now. And now the lanes are disappearing. We've got to get over. Got to look.
Sink
Car
or swim,
coming.
son.
Oh, sink or swim. And my wife, and he goes, because I asked him, I go, do you want to change? He's like, I think I got it. I said, okay. And you know what? We made it home safe, about an hour and 20 minutes logged in there. I go, buddy, I could have made it an hour and 10, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. The important thing is that the car's in the parking lot and it's all in one piece. And we're in one piece together. And so he did a great job. So I was happy about that. Hey, man, the Wright brothers had to take the plane up the first time. There's no roadmap for it. And I also finished the book, chop wood and carry water yesterday, which is what they're reading at Ohio State. And so I was pumped. Going to talk to Ryan a little bit today on my YouTube show about that and everything going on that they're doing over there. So pretty pumped about that. Thitoff, what's got you juiced?
A serious question. They're outdoors.
Yeah.
They're swimming a 400 IM.
Oh, this is short. It's
okay.
Summer League, just sprint track. So they're not doing any of the longer stuff.
But if lightning strikes in the middle of an event,
I think they'd probably try to get people out.
They blow the whistle and say, stop, we're getting out right now.
I would imagine a long event like that. Like a 50, they probably just finish it.
Right.
But
100.
I mean, you start getting in stuff where you're going to be in the water for another minute or two as opposed to the next 15 seconds. That's a little bit different.
And you're hanging with your brother tomorrow.
Yeah, my youngest brother's coming in tonight. So, yeah, I'll be out tomorrow. Going to go down to my parents' house and see him and hang out and see my two nieces and my niece's nephew with him and my sister-in-law, Kristen, which we get to see them only a handful of times a year. So excited to spend some time with them as well.
So I'm not saying it's got to be juice you're going to be out, but I'm just saying it's the first show you're not doing since this new iteration of the Morning Juice.
No.
It'll be your first time tomorrow. We'll have Austin Ward in. So I would assume that's got you juiced. Yeah. What's got me juiced? You know what? The wife and kids gone last night.
Mm-hmm.
And like I always tell her, it's from the song Bedrock, the rap. I hate to see you go, but I love to watch you leave. It was a very peaceful night in my house.
It's great.
I got a great night's sleep.
Maybe you could watch some of those movies you missed out over the last 40 years.
But the fact that you brought up the clean thing was some of the stuff you and Shark, you've said about Shark.
I very rarely use any form of.
You might use that's fine.
Profanity.
I would contend, Bobby, that my profanity I used was not as offensive is the wrong word. I'm not going to say offensive.
Tito.
I know. I'm going to be careful how I say it. How do I want to say it?
About a minute or so left.
That's fine. Look, I can end my career in a minute.
Don't crash point into the driveway.
No, listen, I'm just telling you. I think there are some things you have said to and about Shark, and even to and about me, that are worse than that word I use talking to Bodie.
Okay, so here's the last piece of that.
Yes.
I try to frame the conversations with such high-level dialogue that if you don't understand the terms, then they weren't meant to be understood by you. So most younger children probably would be fine.
I'll go back to what Kevin Hart said in 40-Year-Old Virgin. Look, you're throwing a lot of big words I don't understand. I'm going to take them as disrespect. I think watch your mouth and help me with the sales. All I'm going to say to you right there, okay? That right there is the greatest Kevin Hart moment.
It's a pretty good.
That's a good one there. That movie there, we need that cameo there. Thank you to all the chatters there with us today. Thank you, Bodie. Thank you, Bob, for, again, your transparency and your vulnerability when we do about some of these tougher topics and things about your history.
We'll use the term vulnerable because that sounds like we're
I know, it does sound.
Session.
Look, I said it, but I didn't think the transparency was strong enough.
That's fine. Transparency, authenticity, those are words.
Authenticity is better than vulnerability. You're right about that.
I'm a wordsmith.
Okay, you're not vulnerable then. You're just authentic. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, and thank you to Albert Breer. We're back tomorrow. Austin Ward's here tomorrow, and Bobby gets to hang out with his brother. This is Morning Juice.
Delaware County Veterans Services, here for those who served. Located on the ground floor of the historic courthouse in downtown Delaware, our team of veteran county veteran service officers is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Need a ride to a VA appointment, facing a financial emergency? Are you or your spouse simply looking for answers? Then give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment. Delaware County Veterans Services.
When it comes to protecting your business, whether it's your staff, property, or assets, don't make a crucial mistake by contracting companies that provide subpar and unprofessional service. What you need is a security partner known for their unwavering professionalism and unmatched reliability. You need Event Risk. Event Risk is a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company that not only specializes in on-site guarding, but also offers armed security associates and executive protection agents. Event Risk, elite protection for your peace of mind.
Hello, my name is Eric Rose, CEO and founder of Event Risk Security Services. We are a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company providing protection services and consulting to Fortune 500 corporations, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor-quality security officers and the endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give us a try. For virtually the same cost, We can then address what keeps you up at night.
Visit eventriskinc.com.
You know what hope is? Hope is action. Carving a path forward, even when it's hard.
And kids who still know how to dream. They're the best pathfinders of all.
So at Child Fund, hope means helping millions of children living in poverty worldwide to grow up healthy, educated, skilled, and so all those good things can come true for them. Safe.
And that means safe at home, safe at school, and safe online.
Hope means walking this path together. All of us. Because when we work together, we can do so much more.
That's right. Hope includes you.
Child Fund, because we need each other.
To learn how Child Fund works with children in 23 countries to help them achieve their full potential, visit childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
Don't let biased algorithms or degree screens or exclusive professional networks or stereotypes. Don't let anything keep you from discovering the half of the workforce who are stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time to tear the paper ceiling and see the stars beyond it. Find out how you can make stars part of your talent strategy at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you